So today's video is about the things or activities that our children can do at home. In this COVID-19 brought about situation, some of us have like 5 kids stuck home. Some of you are lucky that you have candidates that have gone home. But now for those who have people at home that you want to learn and to make their brains keep working so that when they go back to school, they are not dull. So I have a 10 step or 10 activity series that I want to take you through. This first one, I'm going to do 2 of them. So the first one is about the things you can do when you do not have money. Okay, you could be having your money, but you don't have to spend money anyway to do. So I'm going to just go through. So number 1, composition writing. Let the child or the learner write a composition that may be realistic or imaginative about an event. Remember, the main objective is to measure the ability of your child to put together a story that should come from observation skills, analytical skills, comparative skills, the ability of your child to use correct grammar, for them to use similes, idioms, proverbs, and sayings in the English language or whatever language you're using. And then when they are done, you can read the story. You're going to be amazed at what some people can come up with. If you have a teacher around you, let them go through that of literature. But I think anyone, can go through this, read through their stories, and give them feedback. This can be done after an event for real stories. For this season, you can say maybe we've gone through the festive season, then you make the child write about it, write about Christmas, a wedding that happened, an event that happened in the family. Of course, you know the story, but this is not about you. So composition writing can be so interesting. Remember that people actually have the ability to say more than to write more than they can say. Now, ask about, you could be more creative and ask the child to write about how they feel, write about their parents, write about their siblings. Some of you are going to discover things you never knew about your children or about your family from the writings these people do. Also, have you seen in psychology classes where they tell a child, draw your home? And from that, they're able to tell what kind of family it is, what happens at home. So for the younger children, you can also ask them to write about their family, about their home, about their parents, about their siblings. It's gonna be fun. Try it out. So the next activity, or the second thing you can do for your child to learn while at home, let the children get involved in house chores. Now, I am not saying that you're promoting child labor, as some of you may be thinking. In actual sense, what you're learning with your child, one, what the child can do, what they can't do, where they have trouble doing things, but then also the child is learning things like responsibility, accountability. Encourage them. Don't make housework seem like a punishment. Many of us have grown to think work is a punishment. Let them know that work is a reward. I'm not saying buy sweets or whatever to give them, which you can do, but more than anything, the children want to have that comfort to know what their parents think about them. So let these house chores be something the child can do, and then you reward them with a thank you. I'm so proud of you. That was so good of you. You did this well. For me, I have a tongue with my own children where I tell them, Banange, you girl, when you clean the house, it can be so clean, no one does it like you. Or I tell them something like, Bananga, I miss the days when you would clean my shoes. This does not happen all the time, but I'm just saying something I say for them to be encouraged, that I appreciate what they do, appreciate them as contributors in this home. They're not just receivers being told do this, do that. That doesn't work. Remember, the activity or the item is, let the children do some house chores and measure their responsibility levels, accountability levels, correct them, tell them, no, this is not how they clean windows, actually the bed is made like this, and let them have that responsibility that when I wake up, this is what I do. Now, while they are keeping the house clean and organized, remember they are learning responsibility, organization skills, accountability, teamwork, because they're not doing this on their own. So many things, the learning things may never end out of a certain activity. And I want you to remember that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you educated your child from. When they are done with school, the test is when they have gone to the workspace, or they're on their own, they've moved on, you're no longer maybe the head of their homes. What kind of people are they? Are they responsible? Are they organized? Are they team players? Are they independent? Can they do things on their own? So that's a good one, and keep it through. Even if things change and they go back to school, let the child be involved or be given responsibility to do something. Give them some small authority and responsibility. Yay! Activity 3. Now, activity 3 seems to be a little similar to chores or work to do, but for it is skewed to the child believing and trusting that you trust them to do something and do it well, but at the same time, or as they are there thinking those things, they are actually learning. So this one is running errands. An errand is something you're told to do. Why do I think it involves moving? So anyway, tell the child to do something. If the children are older, send them to so and so, let them go and drop a letter. You can call them and tell them to bring something to you when you're at work. You can call them and you tell them to have the car cleaned. Let them watch the mechanic as he repairs the car. Let them make sure that the guys delivering building materials bring the correct things. Let them go to your construction site and supervise. Let them come with you at work. You can't imagine, you cannot imagine. First of all, you're killing the boredom. They are moving away from home. Two, when they move, the things they see on the way, they learn. Some of you may be moving with them, maybe to go shopping at the market, the fresh food market, and then they're asking you, Daddy, what's that? And then you're explaining, Daddy, why is that man doing that? Then you explain, and they are learning. These are things that they may not be able, or they will probably never have learned in a school environment or in a classroom environment. I will give you an example. I once went shopping with my daughter, and she was seeing things which I thought, that's something small, that's the usual things, why don't you know that? And she was asking me, Mommy, why are those people pulling that machine like that? She was seeing what is this thing called? A saw for cutting timber. Now really, why would I have a saw at my home? That one she cannot learn at school either. So she was seeing that, she was seeing the different activities that were going on. And even if they went at school and they asked them what activities take place at home, like economic activities, the children will be able to know that people trade, people farm, people do this. And then I also remember a friend of mine at the university. Now, those of you who are watching from around the world, you may not get this, but for us in Uganda, this is the food basket of Africa. We grow food. So we were at the university and we had this course unit called backyard farming, and a friend was asking, so what does cassava look like? How does cassava grow? And all of us looked at her like, as in, because it's like every household grows cassava. But unfortunately for her, where she grew up from an apartment in a certain organization, you know, these quarters of staff, and they never had the opportunity to keep coming down. They were always locked up. So this kind of activity benefits children like that. And then I also remember so many children who are left to go to their homes from boarding school, and they can't find their way to the old park or to the new park to board a taxi to take them back to their homes. Parents, get serious. So activity number 3. Activity number 3 after composition, no, number 4, composition writing, chores, running errands, will be taking them for a tour or a walk. I used to enjoy this one when I was young. I think I would just also enjoy spending time with my mother. So she was usually busy, so like on Sunday or on Saturday when she has not worked, she would tell us, finish everything you're doing, bathe. Bathing was not easy. Bathe, then we're going to go for a walk. I always look forward to the walk. Then we'd go to Indian quarters, African village, London quarters. They had that that habit of naming certain zones. I think depending on the group of people that used to stay there or what the place looked like. I grew up country in Hoima. Yeah, but we'll take a walk to Kijungu. Kijungu means English. And we look at those places. So just to describe, for me as a child, I would see houses that were looking better than ours. And I'd be like, when I grow up, that's my house, that's my house. And now when I grow up, it's the one I'm going to have. Or you'd see things on the way, and then you'd ask mom. It's an opportunity for me to talk to my mom or to my dad and ask them. Then they would ask me things, I would share. But then also imagine going to things like farms, to the bank, to the police station. Schools have been doing this, and sometimes they even ask for money, and your children probably didn't go to certain places. Go with them to the market, go with them to church. If you're Muslims, go take them to the mosque just to see. If you're Christians, take them to I don't know what's around you, take them to the well, let them see the railway. For me, in my village, the children have no idea what a railway looks like. But you see here in the eastern part of Uganda, where the railways move from the coast to Uganda, probably those children know. But you see, you can find that in some places your children don't know what a boat looks like. They can't differentiate between a boat and a canoe. Go to Gaba, go and eat fish at the beach, let the children have a look at the boat. You can even take a boat ride if you're daring. I mean, just open your mind up. Don't think too hard where to take them. Just imagine it is just you want to get away. Walk, take a ride. That may also be another experience, to take a border ride, and your child is negotiating a border or a taxi, one Uber. That's a nice one. So the other activity that I would like you to get your children involved in, it's more like an icebreaker, but it really does good to measure maybe it also measures skill the child has, but then also it helps the child to observe, to compare, to see things they never used to pay attention to, because it's more of analyzing. So this is drawing. I know it's like an art class. It's drawing. Draw real life. Tell the child, go out to the environment or just around them in the house. Let them pick an item that is useful or that you use, and let them draw it. Just imagine a child that goes out to pick a leaf and they're drawing the margin. Maybe they picked 2 leaves and they're seeing the different types of margins, how the leaves are aligned on the stalk. They're looking at the venation. They're paying attention to maybe a piece of wood to see the tree or the stones. They're looking at things like what's in my environment, furniture, understanding why they have stands, why the stands wide, and then you could also use that to explain. And things like, you see, maybe a bed has the wide stand or a chair so that the pressure onto the ground is spread out. Simple things like that. But let them draw, and then make this interesting for older children. Let them put tints and tones, let them shade to see the effect of light. And then for the younger children, they can shade what they have drawn. Alternatively, for the younger children, go to the internet and download images of things and let them shade. You can even make them a competition and reward the best shaders. Then the other thing they can do as an activity, apart from drawing and shading, gather your children together in one place. Take time to do what I call Kiwi, question and answer. Now this one, you can do it both ways. Ask your children questions about things you expect them to know. Ask them their opinions on really big things, by the way. Select levels, and then even if in your mind you think this child is young, ask them something which you think is beyond them. Ask them about health. Ask them, for example, what do you think this COVID-19 thing is not ending? But what's COVID-19? What does it mean to sanitize? First remind me, what does the TV advert say we should do to prevent the spread of COVID-19? Ask those young men, what is circumcision? Those hard topics. Why should we circumcise? Because this is something that the governments of different countries are sensitizing people about, but you are shocked what people know or what they don't know. And then you also use it as an opportunity to add on to their information. And if they teach you something, please acknowledge and you say, hey, I didn't know that. Thank you so much for letting me know. Ask them their opinion of things. If you could take time to go through their level and see the things they're supposed to have learned, ask them just roughly. So another item or something that could be an ongoing activity for you, like don't do it as a one-off and you can do it concurrently with others, is give children the opportunity to share the ideas they have, the opportunities for them to give their opinions on ideas that, or things that are going on, should be always available. When you're having discussions with older people, you can say, Brian, what do you think? Mama, what do you think about, I don't know what, talk about. But for us, anyway, it could be something going on, a health issue, anything. And then how about something at home, an opinion of what they, of maybe you're constructing, what is that, repairing stuff, you want to decide on where to go, what to eat today, something as small as that. A child who is even 4 years can say, today let us eat rice and beans, and say, also you go there, you're still young. My dear, when you cook rice and beans that day, it means a lot. It makes them think or realize that their opinion matters. They can speak up, they can put up their hands. Some of your kids even fear. In class, they're like this in the corner, the teacher is begging them to get involved. It's because even you at home, you're squashing them. Ask them for their opinion. When you've watched the news, ask them what they think. What do you think that man should have done? Why do you think that guy is being reprimanded? What's wrong with someone doing something like that? Ask them. And then remember, in their views and opinions, you have the opportunity to share or to add on to what they already know, and then their knowledge grows. Ideas, ask them for their ideas, their opinions, their thoughts on certain things. And remember, this is not about saying that's wrong. It is coming from the side of saying, let us add on. There's also this, there is also this, there is also thing. I also think that you should not take things to be like that. Things are not necessarily like that, they are like this. The children or the young ladies and gentlemen in your lives will really, really appreciate that. Now, another thing is to socialize. I know this whole COVID thing is about social distancing, but you see, you can socialize while social distancing. Let the children of certain ages know that there is more to sex than male. If there are only boys at home, let them socialize with the girls. Let them know that there is more to life than just their family, that there are other people, that their children or teenagers dealing with issues just like them. It gives them an opportunity to discuss with them. If you're so daring, you can even organize debates in your community, like in the neighborhood. Let them gather to discuss issues. Other children, without your interruption, you can be there as an observer, but don't say, hey, you guys, that thing is like this. We know you know, but stick to your dear parent, auntie, uncle. Let these young men and women do their thing with their age mates, because a point reaches when they believe you don't even understand them. It's their friends that will understand them. So give them that chance. If you have visiting cousins and other relatives, that would be so nice. It takes them a long way. However, be careful in all these activities to note what is happening. Don't say, they are there in their room, let them do their thing. You may find that at some point what is being learned is negative. So you have to observe, you have to, just like a teacher, you have to control, you measure, you evaluate, and you make corrections. Try out these things. Let me see which ones of them you're already doing at your home with your children. Let them try out the things they have said. Give them opportunities. Please give them time. Let me know how it all goes. I'll be so excited to know that your children have learned something, at least using one of the activities. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe so that you will be notified when I post the next video. Also, you can press that notification bell. I will also be sharing with you so many other things. Some of them you can even tell me in the comment section if there is something you want me to talk about. I will be here to share with you. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Bye.